What do you got?
The best time of the year. So we're going to go through some numbers, some
Is it?
facts. Some facts here for the NCAA tournament. I'll start with the first four, and then I'll jump around to different things here. So the first four, at least one first four participant has advanced to the second round in 12 of the last 13 tournaments. 5 have reached the Sweet 16, including the Final Four, which was UCLA in 21 and VCU in 2011.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you're a betting person, like, because nobody pays attention to the play-in game, well, you should, because in that play-in game is a winner. You're right. Not only will that team be hot, they're going to go into that next game, they're going to knock off that first-round opponent and make it to the second round. So, yes, if you're a betting person, pay attention to the
I'll give it a
games.
team that could do it. Now, I look, clearly I like him in the opening game, but it's Xavier. Look, Texas is and one mixtape tour. Yeah, I know Trey Johnson, an amazing player. All they are is individuals. They don't create good shots. They don't take good shots. They don't make good shots. Xavier with Cromwell, who lit up for 38 in the conference tourney, elite guard. You get Fremantle, who's been there for 15 years. He looks like Jackie Moon. Inside-out combo, good coach in Sean Miller, team concept, efficient. Xavier could be that team.
The team that I would say is the most controversial team that everybody's talking about.
North Carolina's going to latte Larry all of us?
North Carolina.
Oh, God.
North Carolina wins the first game, and then they beat Ole Miss.
The team we complained about the most makes us look stupid and validates the scumbag committee.
R.J. Davis rallies the troops, and
Gross.
Go Carolina.
Just gross.
That is gross.
I hope San Diego State beats them. I can't. I hate them. I hate them.
I'm just saying, like, that's going to be a team because you want to talk about us versus the world? The world hates you. The world is saying you don't deserve to be here. So if Hubert Davis can't use this,
But what if the world's
then
right?
just fire him right now.
David.
If you are looking for a team to win, let's just say your first game. I have two teams here that could possibly do it. One is coming from the first four because the stat says at-large teams that finished at least 4 games under 500 in conference play are 5-1 in their first round tournament game.
Georgia. They went 6-12 in SEC play.
Texas and Oklahoma are also on that list.
Okay.
Texas and Oklahoma, we know they went 6-12 as well in SEC play.
I'm going to go Oklahoma on that.
Okay.
Yes.
That's Fear's little brother at point
Fears.
guard.
Yeah, that's Fears. Yeah, Jeremiah Fears.
The good Fears.
The
I'm
Fears
sorry.
that didn't get shot.
Fair.
Wow.
By the way, a power stat on Georgia. Do you know the last time they won a tournament game at the University of Georgia? I mean, I'll give you one hint. I'll just give you one hint just so you can categorize. They haven't made the tournament since 2015. You want the answer?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, so I can't answer.
23 years. 2002, Jim Herrick was your head coach.
No way.
Yes, way. Go ahead.
Well, since you're on that note, I'll give you something on
They didn't make it with
another.
Edwards? Anthony Edwards that
No.
year?
No.
I'll give you another stat for another SEC team, and that is Florida. Florida hasn't advanced to the second weekend since 2017, which is also the last time they were in the top 4 of seeding.
Listen, this team is loaded for bear. I mean,
True.
First of all, they got guards on an assembly line. I mean, they got 4 legit high-end guards. Condon, the 7-footer. Look, the other thing, last year they were 90th in total defense. This year they've become a top 10 defensive team. They play with pace. They can space the floor, shoot it, athletes everywhere. We focused, I'm guilty of it. 2-3 weeks ago, it was all about Auburn and Duke. Cooper Flagg gets hurt. Auburn poops its pants. Florida might be the best team in America.
You're right.
They are the Nick Bolton of college basketball. They just kill people.
Right. You are right about that. And a lot of people believe, we've talked about it, a lot of people believe that Auburn is the weakest 1 seed. Well, you may be right about this based on this stat. You may be right to worry. The Tigers have lost in the first or second round all 3 times as a top 4 seed under Bruce Pearl. 18, 22, and 24.
Rico's been all over this. I'm going to let him live in this world.
David, it's like Wesley Snipes said, always bet on the opposite team. Whenever they're playing somebody, they just find a way to lose games early on that they have no business losing. And then the next thing you know, everybody's watching the monitor like, is Auburn about to lose this game? As sure as Bruce Pearl will sweat through his shirts, yes.
Fun power stat. Auburn starting 5, average age, older than your Detroit Pistons.
Yes, very much. Yes.
Nice sport, Rico.
Right there with OKC.
Correct.
Nice.
Correct.
23.4 years.
That's great sport.
So question
Really
for
doing
you
a bang-up
guys.
job.
Hey, you know what? I saw Hunter Dickinson in a commercial. That NIL is paying off.
Oh, God.
Based on this next stat, I have a question for you guys. At least one number 13 seed has won a first-round game in 28 of 39 tournaments. So I ask you,
Yeah.
Yale, Grand Canyon, Akron, High Point. I think I know which one I want to answer. Who wins?
I'll let
13
Rico go
seed.
first. I have a strong opinion, though.
You said
Yale, Grand Canyon, Akron, and High Point. Yale has Texas A&M. Grand Canyon has Maryland. Akron has Arizona. High Point, Purdue.
See, that's not fair because I like Maryland, but I would say Grand Canyon.
Why do you like Maryland?
Because I do. I like turtles. Grand Canyon. I like their style that they play. So, and they won me a lot of money last year.
Okay, I've got something. I've got something a little more nuanced than pay-for-play colleges. High Point.
Hey, that's not a pay-for-play college.
That's a made-up school at GCU.
It's a real campus.
It's a church with 3 books and a basketball court. Listen, stick with me.
Earl Roberts.
3 words, 4 words. Matt Painter's bloated head. Give me High Point, and I'll tell you why. Just some tidbits. If you want more, cash the ticket. High Point is not your normal scumbag little rat-ass school. No. Rico, Kamani Hamilton, Mississippi State transfer. DeMaurian Williams, Texas Tech transfer. And their 6th man, Bobby Pettiford, Kansas transfer. They've got some dudes. They also shoot a ridiculous, this is incredible to me. You ready? 60% of their twos. They shoot almost 40% from deep. They go 10 deep. And also, the biggest factor in all of analytics, Amish point guards don't cover spreads. Give me High Point. High Point.
He's not an Amish point guard, but you know what, David? He's not right. He's not right because you know what's missing from Purdue is Fletcher Lawyer has disappeared. Like, he was all that when Zach Edey was there.
Maybe Fletcher's turned to Foster.
No. Well,
High Point, the other thing, as a team, they shoot 59% from the field. And
he's on a roll, people.
They're a top 30 team offensively. Listen, High Point.
The Fighting Pointers.
Matt Painter, bloated head.
And one more here.
Let's go.
The ACC, bad year, horrible year.
Yes.
But they have had at least one team reach the Elite 8 in 35 of 39 tournaments. They got 4 chances this year, 4 bids this year, which is their fewest since 2013. I think they're going to miss it this year.
No, they're still going to get it.
Whoa.
Duke.
And it depends on what
It depends on nothing.
Okay.
Duke is going.
Yeah.
If you're Duke, the smartest thing that you do is you sit Cooper Flagg this entire weekend. And only unless we need you in that second game, if you can't win your first game without him, you don't deserve to be there. If you're Duke, Cooper Flagg plays in the Sweet 16. So, yes, I think Duke will make it.
Well, according to their stats, they've the number 1 seed, of course. In their previous 6 instances, they have won 2 titles, but then also lost in the Sweet 16 3 times in the Elite 8 once.
Just don't sleep on Clemson. I know the McNeese State matchup is dicey, but they play D. They've got elite guard play. They beat Duke. They put up a really nice year, and I know we only think of Clemson in football. If they can survive that McNeese game, because Will Wade, that crew is...
Well, heck, North Carolina should have beat Duke, but the guy jumped into the free throw lane. So,
What was that?
like, somewhere, where you got to go? You got to be somewhere? Is your girlfriend calling
Be
you?
still.
Listen.
It's like in church. Like, boys, sit still.
Here's what I want to do. I want to trade Frankie Fiddler, Zapala, and 2 future firsts for Ian Shefflin from Clemson. Can I do that?
So let me guess. You're not a big fan of Frankie Fiddler.
Fiddler, Booker, the intellectual property to Melting Moments, and a profit share of Izzo's contract for Ian Shefflin. Can I do that?
No. Melting Moments is off the table.
Okay.
Sorry.
All I know is if I taped everything I just traded together, they wouldn't equal Clemson's Ian Shefflin. Chase Hunter's fun, but Shefflin, that's 13 and 10 a night, like clockwork.
Well, here's the sad reality, and I think, David, it's not one of your numbers, but it should be. But I think for the last 9 or 10 games, every MSU opening possession ended in a turnover. Challenge me on that. Go look it up.
I think you're right about that.
They turn the ball over. every first possession, turnover.
Miniman.
That is your college basketball wraparound NCAA Tournament edition.